So how's your health going? Yeah? You want to talk about it? Why not come on platform YouTube and Facebook and I don't know, just get on social media and tell the world about your mental health problems? You think it's a good idea? I don't know. It seems like a lot of people think it's a good idea. It seems like a lot of very popular YouTubers are constantly putting this message out. ASAP. ASAP. Ever heard of ASAP Science? You ever heard of it? It's one of those New World Order brainwashing platform type things that gets promoted in twending. And it features a couple cocksuckers, Canadian cocksuckers, who like to fill you up with all kinds of really childish drawings. And they like to talk about how everybody needs to talk about their mental health. I mean, if everybody's got, everybody's got it, right? Everybody? How about Bell Canada? Let's talk. It's been the past decade. They've been bombarding us with commercials featuring, some of the most decorated Canadian athletes, like Clara Hughes, who, despite competing in both the Winter Olympics and winning medals in multiple Olympics, somehow has time to be mentally ill. And it's interesting when they're talking about it in the commercial, and when it comes time to smile, they hold their smartphone up to their face, because that's where the smile is going to happen, on the phone, but not on the... You seen that? Maybe I'll show it to you. But yeah, I've been talking about this agenda for quite some time, and it's been around with all the shootings as well. There's always seems to be the theme, There's always some mental illness at play in all these characters that they use. The jokers that they use for all the shootings. You seen those? Spooky. You watch the media. Right, so we're going to take a look at this video. I can't remember who sent it to me, but a lot of people have been talking to me about this. It's from a channel called Memology. Memology? Anyways, it's thank you very much. I'm going to play some of your video. I hope you don't mind, and we're going to take a look at this together, because it seems like there's a whole whack of YouTubers that are promoting this thing called BtrHlp. Let's take a gander.
Hello, and I'm Amanda, and we're here to talk to you today about a helpful app called BtrHlp. BtrHlp is private, affordable online counseling.
And people help themselves in different ways.
Totally.
And
Totally.
It affects
Totally.
us so differently.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we have anxiety, but we're not affected the same way.
No?
Really, not at all.
Okay.
Really strange.
Really?
At the end of this video, we have a really cool sponsor for this video.
Who
It's
might it be?
called BtrHlp.
Over the next few weeks or months or years of your life, just to help you cope. And I wanted to quickly give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, which is BtrHlp.
Is being made, what games is it affecting, and what's going to happen, and we'll talk about the results in just a second after I let you know that today's video is brought to you by BtrHlp.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Wootware. Woot, woot, woot. Here it is. Wootware. Wootware. Vote Batman.
Hey guys, you gonna vote for Batman? Are you gonna vote for Batman or Wolverine? Guys, which one are you voting for? Who do you think wins? What do you think? You guys, you can't answer. You're younger than 30 years old. You're too young. You don't understand the history between them, of the characters. You can't put your opinion.
This is what they're doing to people. They're turning people into these people, and they're normalizing it. And the people that are living these lifestyles are not happy, because they're not, they're supposed to be, these animals that are doing all this physical activity and, constantly using their brain and having all these wonderful chemicals, their own chemicals in their own mind going, and being at their alertness and, just doing things, hunting, gathering, figuring out things, building things. But instead, they're click, 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 and they're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and they're probably not getting too much satisfaction out of it. And therefore, hey guys, let's go click on our sponsor. Click.
BtrHlp.com.
Yo, what's good, Tristans and Trist fam? So today we actually have a sponsor.
Oh.
I've never actually had a sponsor before.
Dupe
so bear
it,
with
man.
me. We're about to jump into the video where
Dupe
me and my
it.
girlfriend take a sociopath test, which is gonna be, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I'm kind of scared, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you'll do pretty well. It's probably the only test he'll ever do well in. Yeah.
Exposed. Before we get started, I want to talk to you guys about BtrHlp because
I'm Anna Akana.
You're an anaconda? Man, they're looking more robotic by the day.
Who makes me feel in all of her talent. Bethany Radloff. Thank you to BtrHlp for partnering with me for today's video.
Yeah, that's your... Is that what you are? You're a talking cartoon plant? No wonder you need BtrHlp.
Me for today's video.
About that, guys, and I really do want to apologize. I've just been struggling a lot with myself lately, so that's the reason.
Let's talk about it.
Guys, let's all talk about it. Mental illness is for the win, guys. To make you happy. Come on out. We'll talk about mental illness and we'll talk about your homosexuality and sexual confusion and everything else, guys. Come on. Let's all do it together, guys. It's gonna make us happier. We're gonna feel better.
They just don't stop, do they? All right.
Like realizing this stuff, I've been using this website called BtrHlp.com, and honestly, it has helped me so much with realizing who I am and taking a step back to look at my life and realize that I have been putting stuff on the back burner and not really giving.
Horrifying and may linger for a very long time to come.
Oh my God.
This episode of Seriously Strange is
My
sponsored
word.
by BtrHlp.
I guess axe murderers are just par for the course on YouTube. I mean, look at this guy. Look at his setup. Look at the hordes back here. His skeleton. He's got the Guy Fawkes mask here. And it's, I guess, his cartoons. Maybe this is Japanese.
Notice me, Fed Pie. Come on, notice me, Fed Pie.
Yeah, Lucky 13. You look like you're mentally well.
Guys, he looks like the exact type of guy to get that type of advice from. I think you should ask if you got anything mentally wrong with you. Get to ask this guy here with the skull in his room and the hordes.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna say?
BtrHlp is a provider of affordable
A
private
provider.
online counseling. BtrHlp offers an incredible
There you go.
amount of
Look at
fully
this. Look at
licensed.
this.
Guys, this is the BtrHlp. This is what it's like at BtrHlp.
I mean, what do you got here? I mean, what's going on? What's going on here? What is this? What is this? You've got a very skinny woman in a lab coat. And what has she got around?
Guys, she doesn't have any books on her bookshelf, but it looks like she's got a couple dildos.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are
Guys, the plant looks like it's dying, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking bizarre. I'd be creeped out with this woman smiling at me. I don't know. It's like, those are nice shelves. Maybe, I don't know. Usually when you have shelves, they're for something. I don't know. It looks like there might be something here. It's like a couple gray binders. This is bizarre.
Since counselors and therapists.
Therapist. There you go. He's sitting back. He's got his book here. He's taking notes. He's taking notes on the guy. Guy's like,
Yeah, I've been playing video games all day long. I got my boyfriend. I've got 3 boyfriends now.
Start talking to you right away to fit your specific needs.
right away.
For couples counseling.
There you go.
All you need to do to begin is head to
This guy.
BtrHlp.com/Rod.
This guy knows BtrHlp for sure, guys. You could tell it. Just look at his eyes.
Linked in the description below and fill out your questionnaire.
Serious.
Depression and anxiety
there you
seem
go.
to be at an all-time
Fallout.
high these days. If you're struggling with some shit and are resorting to waking off to some Fallout 4 mods, I am certainly not helping. But you know what could help? BtrHlp.
Guys, today's video is sponsored by BtrHlp. BtrHlp is affordable private online counseling. And listen,
no.
life can be amazing, it can also be incredibly tough, and everything in between. And I think a lot of people are apprehensive about going and talking to someone in person. With BtrHlp, you get access to licensed, trained, and fully accredited counselors and therapists.
I guess you would know. I mean, is that where you're spending all your time? It's very interesting because it's I recognize, like, I don't recognize most of these people, so I don't think they're yet at this moment. I don't see like maybe the A-listers, the Shane Dawson, Trisha Paytas, you know, Dana Mongeau type characters, but maybe they'll come. Apparently, I think Philip the Fucktard might be part of this.
These videos don't make a whole bunch of cash, but if you head on over to nojumper.com, we got all kinds of new designs, new merchandise, so head on over there, give us some support. But also, before I even get into that, conveniently, I do want to say that this video is sponsored by BtrHlp.com. It's a service I actually have used myself.
Hang on there, bitch. You gotta laugh at this. What is your gender? Male, female?
Guys, I'm non-binary. I reject the Freemasonic binary code. I identify as the rainbow.
Yeah. I mean, look at what they're doing. And what was the article this guy had on? Let's just see. Lil Xan warns flaming hot Cheetos are one hell of a drug after hospital trip. This is what they're doing to humanity. This is what they're doing. They've got some guy, he's like, oh, and he's got ZZZ lover. I guess it's tattooed on his face. This guy's got shit tattooed on his face too. I guess, well, what the hell? Guys,
you got space on your face. Come on, put some more tattoos on there. Look at all that skin. You gotta cover it up, guys.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on with this shit, right? Is he got a DFrco? Is it a DFrco? It looks like DFrco. Philip DFrco. Oh my gosh. There ought to be a law.
Also, before I even get into that, conveniently, I do want to say that this video is sponsored by BtrHlp.com. It's a service I actually have used myself.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
I didn't want to go drive to therapy anymore, and I was doing it all over FaceTime and stuff like that, and it just got harder and it got expensive.
Guys, everybody needs it all the time. Come on, therapy's just like anything else.
I mean, why don't they just have yoga therapy? I guess they probably do. Do they? I wouldn't be surprised. You could do your yoga. You could be like Joe Rogan doing your yoga, and then you can talk about your depression. Yeah, this is how they program people. Like in the past, you know, people didn't talk about depression because it wasn't something that, first of all, you were supposed to have. It wasn't supposed to ever be normal. And it was something that if you had, you were trying to overcome it, not talk about it, and accept it as a fact of life. And what you've seen, if you've watched enough of my videos, when I've been covering these characters, like Michael Landsberg and Howie Mandel, Clara, the aforementioned Clara Hughes, these people, they don't get over the depression. They just come out and they talk about it. Guys,
everybody talk about it, just like the rainbow unicorn.
I mean, they just want you to talk about it. I wonder why. Well, I think I know several reasons why, and it could have a lot to do with your rights. Of course, if you've been listening to me long enough, you know that. But, yeah, isn't this interesting? She's got, what does it say? Hope boring? Or is it nope? Hope? More boring. It's more boring. Okay, I guess you probably are. Maybe you should put the plant. Maybe you just put the plant in front and have plant views or something. Just have a silent plant.
So I just wanted to share this with you guys because like I said, I had a friend text me the other day and she's like, I just can't afford therapy right now. And it sucks because it's like, that's probably exactly what she needs. Sometimes you don't think you even need it yet.
That's a nice thing to say about your friend.
It's like, yeah,
that's what she probably needs.
Hint, hint. I mean, seriously, you know, there are some short piers out there that you can get really long walks on. You could try them. I don't know. It doesn't seem like you'd be any use for humanity otherwise, but I don't know. I mean this for all the people. I mean it equally, Susan. I'm not just picking favorites here. But let's just listen.
Where I didn't want to go drive to therapy anymore, and I was doing it all over FaceTime and stuff like that, and it just got hard and it got expensive. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because like I said, I had a friend text me the other day, and she's like, I just can't afford therapy.
The reason,
right
guys.
It sucks because it's like that's probably exactly what she needs. You don't think you even need it yet, but you are struggling.
You need it.
Actually, that perfect thing.
Everybody needs it. Come on, guys. Everybody. Let's go. Rainbow magic.
Yeah.
hit rock bottom and start figuring everything out instead of waiting to hit rock bottom
don't
to
hit
talk to someone.
rock bottom.
What BetterHelp is affordable private
rock
online
bottom?
counseling, which is honestly just like a dream come true. In 2018, you don't have to leave your house, you don't have to stress, you don't have to
don't leave your house.
Stay in your house, guys. Play video games.
All those crazy like thoughts and fears and what you literally can just do it online.
Look at this shit. Today was a really rough day. Let's talk about it.
You guys want to talk about it? Come on, guys. Let's get Michael Landsberg.
We'll get Clara Hughes. Clara Hughes can hold up the smartphone to her face, and the smartphone can make the smile instead of her, because the New World Order, right? Basically. I mean, how diabolical is this shit? And the schooling system, which is just incarceration and mind control of the students, drives them fucking depressed. Like that, they know that. They've designed the system to make the people as depressed as possible, and then they come in and they, offer better help. It's got a heavy Agenda 21 theme to it as well.
They're all fully licensed.
For me, it's pretty cool.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Glenn, I haven't seen you in... Oh, actually, I did see your ugly ass face not too long ago. Glenn, of course, if you're not familiar with another one of these trannies on YouTube that is always twending. And I have a bit of a history with Glenn, but let's listen.
And I also have a therapist with BetterHelp that I've told you guys about a few times.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Today we have the most fitting sponsor possible for this series. Today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Listen to the music. Listen to the whistling.
We have the most fitting sponsor possible for this series. Today's video is sponsored by BetterHlp.com. BetterHelp.com is where you can get affordable private online counseling with professional licensed.
Let's get it, guys. Click, 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 click.
Although I did not answer your question, I did want to mention it because this video is sponsored by...
Guys, I know what you're thinking, but this guy doesn't need it. He's just doing it because he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart. This is a guy put on makeup. There's nothing strange about that, guys. I'm offended. Frankly, I'm offended if you think that men putting makeup and mascara and lipstick and girls' clothes on in 2018 is anything different or stupid. I mean, seriously.
BetterHelp. I was happy when BetterHelp reached out to me because I really want to mention this to you guys. BetterHelp is an online program that provides service by
Okay, wait a second. I gotta go back there. You were happy when BetterHelp reached out to you because you really wanted to mention it to us, guys? Is that what it was?
Sponsored by BetterHelp.
Okay, we got that part.
I was happy when BetterHelp reached out to me because I really want to mention this to you guys. BetterHelp is an online program that provides service by licensed therapists.
So I really consider that I'm making this video because this is a topic that I've never really talked about on home. That's right, no sitting on a stranger's sofa in a sterile looking office while you pour your heart out. You can now do it on your own sofa.
Yay!
Or on your break at work or in your car, literally anywhere. So what exactly is BetterHelp and how does it work?
Look at this.
Guys, it's 33 doesn't mean anything. It's no symbolism involved. It's not Freemasonic. It's nothing to do with scientism. It's no word, New World Order. Come on, guys, stop thinking like that.
33 million. I bet you got a lot of numbers you can play with there. Yeah, BetterHelp is the world's largest It's E? What's the
missing letter there, guys?
Let's see. Counseling? It's ec counseling?
Guys, there's a letter missing there. It's for sure. It's maybe Pat Sajak knows.
I mean, what kind of a way is this to write English? Like, why would you... What is this E underscore? It's like, I don't know, X counseling? To become an X-Man? X-counseling platform. E-counseling platform. People, it's diabolical. It's evil. That's all it is. It's what they're doing to kids. It's what they're doing to humanity. They're dumbing us down. They're programming us. They're subjecting us to heavy doses of mind control, and they are coordinating depression. They are creating depression. You are becoming depressed by consuming their product. I mean, I just did that video on Fall Out Boy. If you haven't seen that one, after maybe go watch it. the Fallout Boy and the Phoenix and the X-Men. I mean, these movies are meant to traumatize you. They're meant to fucking hurt you and cause you pain and stick with you, and so that you go and you watch every little fucking trailer reaction and breakdown and everything. They want you in their world all the time. And their world is chaos. Their world is sickness. Their world is zapping your strength. They want to take, they're like psychic vampires. This is what they do. And they feed off your weakness. So they want to program you into vulnerability as strength, right? Just like diversity is strength. They want to take what's inside and bring it out. They want to take what's down and flip it up. It's reversing everything. It's just really diabolical what they're doing.
Work. Well, BetterHelp is an app that delivers the most modern, convenient, and quite frankly, exciting way to explore therapy.
Exciting.
Whether that's personal therapy, couples therapy, or family therapy. And it's truly the easiest way to gain access to professional, affordable, and discreet counseling from a licensed, fully accredited therapist.
The video, I just want to say thank you so incredibly much to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
Wait a second. And she's
so incredibly much.
She's like sitting on her floor. Is this something they do? I've noticed this quite a few times. It's like you're really low down. Like the chair is, almost at your shoulder level. It's, I don't know. It's really bizarre. Wow. Look at this environment too that she's living in. It's just, man. I'm sorry. I'd walk in there and I'm like, yeah, guys, mental health. Yeah, I mean, you'd probably want to put a straitjacket on if you had to spend time. Maybe you get to sit on the poof here. Yeah, there you go. You can sit on the poof. Don't touch anything. Everything has something that's identical to it across from it. Yeah, I mean, this is what they're turning people into. And it's so empty and soulless. Like, it's just, your decor is just awful. It's just, oh my gosh. This is what they're doing, though. They're sucking the life out of people.
To BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
They keep selling the story that they have licensed counselors. However, we know better now. Okay. We're gonna learn this together, folks. Oh, look at this. Is this part of their terms of services? We cannot and will not verify or examine the truthfulness or accuracy of the details in the provider's personal profile, credentials, qualifications, or any of the provider's postings or transmissions. However, we may, in its absolute discretion, remove or refuse to post or transmit any. What the fuck? What kind of a like, yeah, trained counselors, professional counselors, except don't ask for any evidence or any sort of real sort of fact sheet about these people, because we're not going to give you that. Just take our word for it. How about that? Just take our word for it. I like the choice of music. Okay, so behind the curtain. Is there more into this? Both Philip the Fucktard and H3H3. Oh, yes.
H3H3, guys. They're not Israeli.
Well, they are Israeli shills. They're admitted Israeli shills. Yes, the 8833. Oh, my Lord, 1111. I mean, they love their symbolism. Have been popping up when dealing with BetterHelp. Even when clicking on other creators' referral links, their real connection remains to be seen. Oh, look at this. Professional Health H3 podcast. I wonder if Jordan Bullshit Peterson, is he someone that's getting therapy? You think so? I think he is. I know his daughter is. He's getting therapy too, isn't he? Isn't that interesting how that works? Isn't it really interesting? So Professional Help. This is Ethan and his husband. I'm not sure if you're familiar. They met each other at the Holocaust Museum. Yeah, they're from Israel. I don't know how they get.
Guys, I don't know how they get on Twinbee. It has nothing to do with being Jewish or anything like that. That's for sure.
I mean, I don't know. But there they are. Professional help has never been more accessible. If you are struggling talked to a counselor on BetterHlp today. Ethan and Hilla. I think Hilla is there's two guys. They both wear like winter cats. They're kind of like a Jewish version of Bob and Doug McKenzie, the McKenzie brothers, if you remember them from Canada. They might have been Jewish too. I don't know. Just saying, Susan. I have no idea, but look who's promoting this. There's some pretty good work here done by Memology. Thank you very much. And I hope you appreciate me sharing this because we have to get the word out. That's all. Let's go. YouTube Joppy. There's Phlp. There ought to be a law against Phlp the fucktard. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Hang on. We'll bring that back for a second. There we go. Phlp the fucktard. Working for BetterHlp. Affordable, private online counseling. Anytime, anywhere. Anytime, any place. You got your comic book New World Order programmer who is basically somebody who's just here to regurgitate and repackage the corporate media mind control, the New World Order mind control, just to make it a little bit, maybe a little bit more digestible for the idiocracy, a little bit more comic-y, a little bit more comic book stuff to be thrown in there, and mixing it with, you know, the YouTube celebrity, the twending celebrities, the people that all know each other and work with each other, the Logan Pauls, the PewDiePies, the Colin Ballingers, the Hannah Harts, the Ingrid Nilsons, the Tana Mongeau, Shane Dawson. Oh, what about Nerdy Nummies? Yeah, Rosanna Pansino. They're all in it together. It's iJustine. I don't know. iJustine. I think IU might be a shill for the New World Order. I really do. iJustine. I don't know why. So yeah, Phlp the fucktard. Not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. So let's continue here. The reasons YouTubers have breakdowns with Ellie Millis. Interesting that a YouTube with a totally legit breakdown would do a collaboration to advertise a website. Over 2,000 counselors online now. I feel for the youth too, because it's not counseling that they need. You don't need counseling, folks. Like, what you need is friends, family, and good mentorship. You need like somebody to set the example to say, well, this is how you act like a man, and then you have to have someone else that's there. If you know the other sex, it's called women, and you have that one teaching you this is how to be a woman. And then if you have good mentorship, good parenting, as we used to call it, your chances of having this type of problem are next to nil. But since parenting doesn't exist, and since children are being raised by their devices, by their Black Mirrors, by their Phlp the fucktards, their PewDiePies, and everybody else that they're subscribed to, Shane, you cocksucking shill from hell, Tana Mongeau, teaching little girls how to be lesbians, having couples fuck right in front of her, pissing on Shane Dawson's stomach on live YouTube videos. Yeah, that's trending. It's Susan Wojcicki seems to think that these things are wonderful for kids, folks, just like the Fallout Boy video that I covered there about the Phoenix and how young men were being tortured and having all kinds of medieval torture done to them. Yeah, lots of blood, having their hands cut off and shit like that. All shown, you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's good for the kids. It's good for their sexual development. The CBC up here in Canada, Kanakistan. If you're not familiar with Kanakistan, it's the place, it's called Rainbow Unicorn Land. Yeah, up here, the CBC put out a guide for children. Yeah, covered it a couple years ago. And the guide for, it's the Pride Guide for children. And it was saying, bring your children to the Pride festivals. It's a wonderful experiences. And they said for their first point, they said, well, expect to see a lot of boob and penises. And it's wonderful for little children to see naked grown men and women walking around naked and carrying giant penises and vaginas and doing all kinds of sexual things and grinding up against each other. And they said that they interviewed a guy who talked about his 3-year-old and how wonderful it was for his sexual development. Yes, the CBC. The CBC for the kids. Do you know about the CBC for the kids? Do you know about Gary, the symbol of the CBC kids? Gary, the rainbow unicorn, and who has the hug club. He likes to hug everybody. Yeah, but he wants really special hugs. He doesn't want just regular hugs. They're going to be really special, folks. Really, really special. Extra long. Where you get in there tight. Extra feely. You know, those types of hugs. Yeah, it's Gary. Gary the rainbow unicorn. Nothing to do with New World Order eugenics and depopulation and confusing people's genders. No, of course not, Susan. You people would never do that stuff to children, would you? CBC is a wonderful, wonderful, great family entertainment. Phlp the Fucktard is a wonderful person. He loves people. He cares about you. He wants to make sure you get better help. Ah, look who it is. Is that hideous, ugly ass Jenna Marbles? Is that who it is? No, it actually seems like somebody else. It looks like her though. Phlp the Fucktard again. Surprisingly, many of these affiliated links have the tag influence logic. Influence logic. That's an interesting thing to put. Burnt out. All these people burnt out. Boogie, 2,988 pounds. Boogie. It's great. It's great to be a middle-aged man and have all these toys and get really excited unboxing toys on your show and play video games all day long and drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos. I think it's great because then you can get your stomachs stapled. And, yeah. It's wonderful. They're burnt out. They're burnt out.
Guys that played video games all day, it's really stressful.
Phlp the Fucktard. Yeah, there he is. You beautiful bastards. Yeah. I wonder why all these YouTubers started talking about these problems while referencing each other. I wonder, folks. Yeah, I think he probably knows, and I sure as fuck know. I've been exposing this agenda for a very, very long time. Normalizing depression. Getting people to come out and talk about their depression. So anyways, thank you very much for the video. I'll try to post a link for that below, and so you can thank the person there for putting that together. There's another one here.
BtrHlp.
BtrHlp.com/DFrco.
Oh my God. God. Something has to be done. Oh Lord. Something has to be done. This cannot continue. This guy. Something. Piano is falls from the sky. I don't know. Susan. Come on. Can't you just replace him? He's been around forever on YouTube. Isn't it time just to retire? You get Ben Shapiro. Get anybody to replace him.
BtrHlp.com.
It's also much less expensive. And therapy, I'm not...
Oh, is that Jesse Page? Jesse Page coming out. Jesse, I wonder, do you know Susan? Are you guys familiar with each other?
Ignorant to the fact that therapy can be very expensive. So this is why I really wanted to talk to you guys about BetterHelp.
It's so much more affordable than going to a therapist who will charge you $150 to $250.
Yeah, the guys, it's cheaper. What's cheaper? Go to BetterHelp and save some money on your mind control.
Look at this thing. What is she? She had the same symbolism too. Very, very interesting. I don't know if you're getting dressed up like that to go on YouTube. There's probably some mental things going on. There probably is.
Counseling solutions are too expensive, time-consuming, inconvenient,
very affordable online counseling service.
Affordable private online counseling.
Somebody, a wild pack of hyenas. There has to be. Just unleash them wherever his neighborhood is. Come on.
Affordable.
Look at this guy.
Anxiety.
This guy.
They're sure the person you're matched with
There you go. That's good.
has the right credentials.
especially talking
Better.
to someone.
The girl needs better help. You know what?
Better hide the cookie jar, guys.
Especially
Couldn't
talking to
resist.
someone who's a professional therapist that specializes in
guidance that allows anyone to communicate with a licensed therapist. BetterHelp features licensed and credentialed therapists who are certified by their state's board.
And then they've got the thing here. You acknowledge that we do not represent to verify it and do not guarantee the verification of skills, degrees, qualifications, license, certification, credentials, competence, or background.
Guys, they don't need anything. It's just the word that matters.
I mean, so basically, they could be anybody. They could just be actors, you know, like Philip the Fucktard and Colleen Ballinger and people like that you use to program the children, Susan. Are you familiar with? You are very familiar with them, I'm sure. The people that you feature on Trending. Ethan and what's his husband's name? Is it Elin? Hila? Anyways, do not guarantee the verification of the skill. It is your responsibility to conduct independent verification regarding any counselor that provides you counselor services. Wow. Whether through I don't know how this is legal that they can do this. I guess if you sign their agreement, then you're beholden to their you know, sort of thing. And we strongly recommend that you will conduct this verification prior to communicating with any counselor through the platform and on a continuous basis to use the platform. This is probably like buried on page 68 or something, right?
No, we said it. We said it's way down, you know.
And that's how they do it. If you ever want to know, whenever you're agreeing to something, which we all do because, you know, time, right? Your Apple download, you know, here we've changed our terms of services. Here's 130 pages. You can read through them. Do you agree with everything that we put in there? You just click I agree. But if you want to find out what they're trying to hide, just go to the end. Go like a couple pages from the end. You'll find the shit that they don't want you to know about.
Provide online therapy and counseling.
Just unlimited access to your therapist, counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist, like whoever you get paired with.
The one janitor, waiter, mechanic. You'd be lucky to get just those people. Those people might actually help you. Janitor, waiter, mechanic, you know. It's better than somebody that plays video games all day, I'm sure. Anyways.
Right on your computer, your tablet, your phone, you get access to a licensed, trained, experienced...
Licensed, trained, Philip. Shouldn't you be in trouble for that? I don't know. Isn't that like totally bullshitting? So you're advertising for a company and you're making money. That means they're paying you quite a bit. And you're saying that they're totally licensed and trained and all that when they're saying that there's no such guarantee whatsoever. And these people have no background verifications, no nothing. And it's up to just the user. So Philip the Fucktard. Man, do you ever need to be bitch slapped? Maybe somewhere there's just one piano too many on the block. Maybe it's in Philip the Fucktard's neighborhood. Maybe it just might be the day. I don't know.
In psychology.
Phone, again, licensed professionals.
Yeah. So anyways, that is just...
BetterHelp.
That's pretty crazy. Now, let's just talk BetterHelp here. And I looked it up. I looked it up here on YouTube. And some people are putting it out, you know, trying to warn people about this. You've got some reviews and stuff. You've got their thing. And then you've got Laney Bot. Isn't that Honest Ian's thing? Isn't that his creature that he's operating with? That psychopathic piece of shit that nobody watches anymore. Sarah Hawkinson opening up about my phobias. Why do you have phobias? Like, what's your fucking phobia? What are you afraid of? You afraid of spiders? Okay, go and find some spiders, stick your finger, push them around a little bit, and you'll find that you're much stronger than the spider, and the spider can't really hurt you. What is your phobia? They want you to embrace your phobia. Therapists role play with BetterHelp. ASMR. Look at this shit. Oh my God, they're combining this. 3 symptoms of anxiety you should never ignore. What do you mean? Anxiety is a natural human trait because we're cavemen, you know? We spent most of our lives outside having to deal with like really, really, really dangerous animals. Do you know that lions and tigers and bears, you know about them? And we used to have to deal with them all the time before we had cubicles and elevators and shit like that. We had, you know, caves, maybe at best, some huts. And we had to deal with all those things. So every day you go out, have to worry. It might be a saber-toothed tiger. It might be a bear. Or it might be a mastodon, not in the best of moods. You might have to deal with that. That's a bit of anxiety. That's a lot more anxiety that you get than walking into the comic book store or going to play some video games or, I don't know. So anxiety is not, what I'm trying to say to folks is anxiety is a normal thing. It's just normal. It's just having too much of it. Yes, that's bad, but you're going to have a lot more of it if you allow yourself to be brainwashed by the New World Order, because they're going to tell you it's completely normal. And hey, you just got to embrace your anxiety. And hey, how many anxiety episodes do you have? That's great. That's great. That's a good time, because guess what? You can go on and you can talk to people. We have 2,000 people online right now. Philip the fucktard is saying they're all trained. They're all perfectly 100% legit trained counselors with degrees that are there to counsel you, except they're not really at all. In fact, there's no guarantee whatsoever that any of these people, in fact, when you logged on and you agreed to talk to this person, you signed a waiver agreement that said that it's only up to you to find out whether these people have any qualifications. So I wonder what these people are telling these kids that are calling in. Do you think they might be telling them that it's completely normal, that depression is just a normal thing and being on antidepressants is just perfectly acceptable and everybody's got it and the best thing to do is talk about it? I don't know. Might be telling some of those things. And look at all these characters. Where are these hair colors coming from, right? I mean, like, what are they doing to people? I started gender therapy. There you go. Gender therapy, right? I mean, when I was a kid, there was none of this shit. Yes, I go to therapy. Well, there you go. They all go to therapy. Look at how many girls. It seems like they're really targeting the girls, right? Heavily. Because girls tend to be, like, the difference with girls and guys. Like, guys are told to be tough and take it and grin and bear it and stuff. And, and that's what males kind of should be. Because, we're not supposed to cry all the time. We're supposed to be the men. We're supposed to be the strong ones. And girls are the ones that are more nurturing. So when usually, like, guys, whether it's relationships or family problems, they're far less likely to come out with their problems. But girls are far more likely to talk about their problems. So this is probably one of the reasons why they know that women is one of the ways to target people. And then they can target the men by convincing them that they're women and that they should, take up therapy. I mean, if you've already convinced a guy to become a girl, it's not going to be hard to convince him to get therapy at all, is it? And this is exactly what they're doing. Therapy and BtrHlp. Look at these characters that they're using to do this. Is therapy for you? I mean, just the act of going on YouTube and like, I'm going to say that most of YouTube are people that have nothing to share with humanity. I'm saying that if you have something legit, like you do, like what I do, for instance, you break down the media, you show people how, brainwashing and how people are being programmed and how, all these things are being normalized and how the media is, conducting events and using them to take away your rights. That's extremely important stuff. So what I do is extremely important. What most of these people do is not at all. And it's pure narcissism for the most part. And they have made it this way, and they've conditioned people into thinking that's a normal way to be. That it's normal to obsess over your own sort of popularity, your own sort of social status. It's normal to be completely addicted to the clicks, to the endorphins that are released when people are giving you thumbs up or leaving you comments and stuff like that. They're programming people into this. It's, Black Mirror is so yesterday, folks. It really is. Yesterday, depression was such a different game to play. I mean, where was it, And look at all these poor kids that are falling for this shit. Amber Reed diagnosed with bed from BtrHlp. What the fuck is that? Bed? And the family of Jake Paul. I wonder which tribe they might be. And there's Shane Dawson, right? Isn't that interesting? Is therapy online right for you? Look at all this shit. And we saw a lot of these faces before, but we get an idea of how many characters are being... Oh, look at this. Shane Dawson. So if, my word, if these two are involved, and they are, no doubt, that's a really bad sign, folks. These are extremely evil people. They are really, really some of the worst people I've ever had the displeasure of unfortunately exposing on my various channels, which have all pretty much been wiped out because they don't like people that inform people about what's going on and what they're trying to do to your brain and how they're trying to destroy your reproductive abilities and program you into complete and utter total degeneracy, sexual degeneracy, right? Moral degeneracy, and they program you into depression. Absolutely. And video games and all these things are being used, music videos, all these things are being used, all these television shows are being used to do this. And of course, the YouTube celebrities probably front and center. My anxiety story, BtrHlp. Oh, there she is. Glenn. She, he, whatever you want to call her. Jacqueline Glenn. Hideous New World Order characters. These are terrible people. Well, some of them are. I mean, some of them are just nobodies. But it's a bad situation, you know. And you got men that are dressing up like women. I mean, that's just par for the course. So if we look at their website here for a second, we'll just take a look and look at New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Self. I'm not familiar with this one. Self? That's fucked up, isn't it? All the narcissism that they're programming people in. Fox 5, the Chicago Tribune, Entrepreneur. I wonder who controls all those media publications. I wonder if they might be part of this. Convenient, affordable, private, online counseling, anytime, anywhere. It's time for BtrHlp. You notice how they changed the color to green, which is fitting into the Agenda 21 sort of story. Why is BtrHlp right for me? Well, I mean, what is that? What is that? Like, isn't that bizarre? It's like they want you to read that and think that, right? It doesn't say why BtrHlp is right for you. It says, why is BtrHlp right for me? That's mind control. That's really crazy. It's professional. All our counselors are licensed, accredited professionals. No, they're not. They're not at all. We just saw that they aren't at all. So, I don't know. Somebody's lying here. That's for sure. BtrHlp allows you to connect to them with a safe and private online environment. Anything you share is confidential. So that they have like 2,000 counselors going right now. Even if they did claim that they were and they didn't have those clauses that you agree to that said, nope, none of these people have any credentials, or we can't guarantee that any of them are credentialed. How would they know if 2,000 people are working? That's a hell of a lot of people to be working. That's a big corporation, folks. That's not a small operation. 2,000? 2,000 people working at any given time, which means what? How many would they have? It's 24/7, and you'd think it's around the world. So if they have 2,000 now and they have 8-hour shifts, and these people are working 5 days a week, you know, you might be talking 10, 12,000 people that they have working for this. How many of them would have the proper credits or accreditations to be giving this type of counseling? And what is their counseling? What are they instructed to do? Who decides what type of help is given? What is the curriculum? Who provides it? Right? This is really crazy. This could be an extremely illegal operation that we might have happening here. You know, if it's true what's being revealed, and I don't know. I'll have to verify this, but it's affordable. Pay a low flat fee for unlimited counseling with your counselor. Counseling doesn't have to be expensive. It's convenient. Do it at your own pace. Communicate with the therapist as often as you want, whenever you want. You feel it's needed. Help is available at your time, your place. There you go. We'll bring it to you. We'll bring it to you. Just like the tranny mobile. It's a little bit crazy, folks. It's a little bit disturbing that this is going on. This is weird. Is it not? What is the agenda? Over 4 million people signed up? 4 million? Erin is wonderful. Here's a quote from somebody. Erin is wonderful. I feel like she really listens to what I'm saying, and I feel like I can trust her. Well, you hope that if you did have to go to counseling, you would hope that whoever was supposed to be your counselor would listen to what you'd hope that, at least. You'd hope that they're not listening to you know, Fallout Boy or Eminem the Kill Shot, you know. Then they show their multiple sort of colors and genders and inclusivity and all that. BtrHlp will match you with one of 2,000 licensed therapists. Again, they say that. Get the feedback, guidance, start dialogue. And then they show all these people. Now, some of these people, as you see, maybe these are the ones that they use here. What's the chances of you getting one of these ones that have their credentials here? What do you think? Out of 2,000? And they've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. You can't quite see it because there's a couple more ladies over here. So how do I get started? Fill out the questionnaire and help us assess your needs and get matched to a BtrHlp counselor. Message your counselor whenever and wherever through the website and on this app. Not happy with your counselor? Request a new one. What are the benefits of online therapy sessions? Insurance is not required to speak to our therapist online. You can pay right from your pocket. You don't need... I mean,
guys are going to do it for free.
Well, they might just to entice you into it, but they'll get your money somehow. You don't have to worry about stigmas associated with or speaking to a counselor in person near you. So you don't have to worry about getting to a counselor near you. You can just do it anytime you want. You can do it free. You feel free to receive the help and support you need for personal and private concern. Join over 4 million people who decided to, I gotta fit this in, folks, get help and get happy. And they've got their, interesting, the hhs.gov, and this is their privacy. And then they've got their FAQ here, and their about. So I wonder if the FAQ here, who are the counselors? They're licensed, accredited psychologist, marriage and family therapists, clinical social workers, or licensed professional counselors. All of them have master's degrees or doctor's degree in their field. They have been qualified and certified by their state professional board after successfully completing the necessary education, exams, training, and practice. While their experience and expertise and background vary, they all possess at least 3 years and 2,000 hours of hands-on experience. Well, then where were those things that were claiming that they weren't? How can I be sure this is an effective? Can I stay anonymous? So they say you can be anonymous, but when you decide to start the counseling process, we will ask you for emergency contact information. So no. So there you go. And yeah, who will be helping me? So I wonder where those things were given before about what the other people had found, in which they had a disclaimer. So the disclaimer, I'm thinking that the disclaimer is on the agreement that you sign. That maybe that's what it is. It's like these people are filling out the agreement and then they're finding that disclaimer that we showed before from the other videos. Because it doesn't seem to be here, at least I can't seem to quite crack it now. Isn't it interesting though? You've got the Mental Health America here. You've got the Telemental Health Institute. What the fuck? Is that dealing with television? Because you know that television is the worst thing for your health. You've got the American Medical Student Association. You've got the International Society for Mental Health Care. And it looks like a global ISMHO. And then you've got the Mighty. I have no idea what the Mighty is. The Mighty. And then Therapist Aid, partner with us. And then they have a thing that you can contact to partner with them. And they have a guy dressed up. Is that Bowser from, yeah, it looks like it. Man, this is crazy shit. So yeah, I would warn people about this, and you know, I'll have to at least abstain from knowing 100% that These aren't actually accredited counselors, but I think the bigger picture, of course, is the whole mental health issue and what they're trying to do, how they are trying to normalize mental health and putting this into the news and into everything, right? So you got here up in Kanakistan, supporting healthcare workers. Mental health is good for patient care. Manitoba cops getting help on mental health calls. Hospital not shying away from talking about mental health. Let's talk about it. Prescribed music for better mental health. I'll agree with that one. Music would be a lot better than these counselors, perhaps. And Vernon Doctor hockey event boasts mental health funds, global voices, how to talk to loved ones, about mental health. I want you to talk about it, right? Winnipegger face mental health issues. Manulife lowers STD claims with mental health benefits boost. They want people to get on with the mental health. They want you to sign up. So they're saying we'll help you pay for things. OPP's mental health support team saved former officer's life. These women want to change the way the world talks about mental health. Interesting. The sun, black sun sort of symbolism. Social good summit. So you got marching for mental health. Look at all these stories. Dow mental health chair pushes for suicide strategy tailored for people. Like they care so much. They really want to save people. Why don't you stop all the babies that are being murdered? Why don't you stop all the Planned Parenthood areas that are aborting babies if you really want to save people? Mental health disparities ID among students of color. Oh, the whole, we're not inclusive enough with our mental health. It's pretty crazy. Now, let's talk about Bell Canada for a second here, because we need to talk about the mental health and how they program people with this. And you have all these celebrities that they use. Now, you'd have to ask yourself, a telecommunications corporation, what does Bell specialize in? Well, Bell specializes in providing television, internet, and cell phone. So those are the things that are making people mentally ill, without a doubt. I mean, television, number one, the worst thing probably ever for mental health. Probably the one thing that drives people to suicide more than anything else is television. Number two would be the internet and everybody being programmed. I mean, it would be almost one and the same these days. But isn't it interesting? They're talking about the interactions. On Bell Let's Talk Day, the entire nation spoke up. Your actions resulted in Bell committing more money to mental health and helped Canada become one step closer to being a country that is stigma-free. They always talk about the stigmas, right? You got to end the stigmas. Well, what do you mean stigmas, right? Well, there is a stigma with mental health because they're using it to take away people's rights, right? They're saying people with mental health issues shouldn't have access to guns. If 40% of the population signs on to some mental health thing, that's going to eliminate a shitload of people from ever having the right to defend themselves, their family, from other people. If there was a complete collapse, or from burglary, theft, people breaking into your home, and from the tyranny of the government. And this is a real issue that is every day in the news. Isn't it interesting how this works? California already has the strictest gun control law in the nation, and mental health. Right? All of a sudden, more than once in 1 year, for mental health issues from owning a gun for life. So they're going to prohibit people. Did you just see that? Let's just open that up for a second, folks. And California already had the strictest gun control laws in the nation, but they just passed more. It's CNN here. And they're just passing more here. And so they got people that are banned from, convicted of domestic violence, misdemeanors, from owning a firearm for life? What? A misdemeanor? You know what a misdemeanor is as opposed to a felony, right? I mean, that's like a dispute or something. I mean, it's not, it could be a small thing. You have a fight with your wife and somebody, maybe a table breaks or something. Police come, You get charged with the misdemeanor. They can take away your right to have a gun for life. Prevent people who have been hospitalized more than once in 1 year for Phlp DFrco, mental health issues. It's very interesting, folks, because this is what I've noticed covering this issue for quite some time. I mean, especially with all the shootings, is how it's always tied to mental health. Every time there's a Joker, and they're almost always a Joker, you know, the characters, James Holmes, Jared Loughner, Adam Lanza, right? Ted Cruz, Nicholas Cruz, whatever, right? Whatever the latest one, Dylan Stormroof. These names, right? These characters, these Jokers that they make these stories around. And it's always a mental health issue at the end of the day. And always there's a whole bunch of executive orders and new legislation and, right, new anti-gun pushes all the time. So you can see California, like all the stories now, and this is a search for mental health gun control, and look at in the news. Look how many different stories. New gun control laws taking effect in Maryland. Democrats campaign for tougher gun laws. California. And why do they want to disarm us so bad, right? Because, I don't know, they got something coming, right? And they don't want people to be able to stand up and fight. So if they cut the power grid or whatever, and we're all at each other's throats, they want us not armed, or as few of us armed as possible. That's a possibility on what's going on. I'm not saying that everybody that's trying to take your weapons has that in mind, but I think the people at the top do. And I think the people like Dianne Frankenfeinstein, Rahm Emanuel, Michael Bloomberg, and co. Have very specific targets, which basically is everyone. In fact, Mayors Against Illegal Guns, in the first week that they did their campaign, a few hundred mayors dropped out right away. Like, they dropped out right away, like in a big group. Why did they drop out? Well, because they said it's not against illegal guns, it's actually against all guns, especially legal guns. So they want to disarm us, folks, because a disarmed population is not able to resist tyranny very well. That's just a fact, folks. And then you got Jerry Brown, you know, dealing with California. And how does Jerry Brown still manage to be in power? I mean, it's unbelievable. This guy's, I mean, I imagine a few hundred years from now, they'll have his head in a jar and he'll still be governor of California. There you go. So you get all these stories. So the bigger picture, and this is just one of the things, right? Because if you come forth with mental health, well, that could affect you in a million different ways. What if you get, what if you're filing for divorce and custody of children? Well, you've gone to see a counselor for mental health. That way jeopardize your chances of having custody of your own kids, and all these things could happen. You could be, eventually you can lose your right to vote and stuff like that. Or, I mean, there could just be a million different things. You're not allowed to operate a vehicle. How about that? Well, that's coming. Oh, yeah. You don't think it's coming? Oh, I'll guarantee you it's coming. I'll guarantee it. Pretty soon, these things, once they creep in and once they become solidified in legislation, they're there. And that's it. And California right now is quickly becoming a tyrannical communist state. It's really fucking crazy what's going on there with their gun control. And a lot of that came off Elliot Rodger story. You know that story. If you're familiar with Jack and the Beanstalk, you'd be familiar with a lot of these shooting stories. You know, they have a lot in common. Usually there's like a beanstalk that you can climb up, and these shootings are happening. You can go all the way up to the city that's floating in the city that's floating up in the clouds, and you see the shooters there. There's giants and stuff. And it's just as real as those things. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to give people a foundation of understanding of how real these stories are. I mean, we're celebrating, we're commemorating one of them today, isn't it? The Las Vegas shooting. Anyways, thanks for listening. I hope you appreciate it, and yeah, if you can, come and support me. My Patreon link's below. For as little as $2 a month, you can really help me out, and you get a bit of extra material and direct contact with me, and it's greatly appreciated. So thanks so much, and I'll see you all in the next one.